When the sequel to Avengers Infinity War wraps, it will bring the curtain down on the MCU's Phase 3. We know Phase 4 will be distinctively different. There have been some confirmations from Marvel as to where they're headed in the next phase, and there are of course some conspiracies and rumors. If there's one thing we can't deny, it's that everyone is waiting with bated breath. Heroes may fall, villains may triumph, and generations of new warriors could end up coming to the force. With that said, CBR decided to look at some things we know will happen in Phase 4 and some rumors we hope turn out to be true. Before we get started, make sure you fly on over to that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things in the MCU.
All the new players we faced, I've never seen this. In fact, I still haven't.
No, a new Avengers Landscape. We're so incredibly pumped to see Infinity Wars and its sequel. Every part of the MCU has been building towards this, but as epic as we expect it to be, we're still a bit uneasy. We're not sure what the landscape will be like for the Avengers in the wake of Infinity War and its sequel, but Feige has made it clear that things will definitely change. But what does that mean? How much change does that entail exactly? With such a high-stakes fight for the fate of the universe, you'd be naive to think things will remain the same. Fresh faces will help to reinvigorate things and prevent monotony from sinking in. Reshuffling does have its benefits. It would also allow players like Feige mentioned in the past, such as Captain Britain. Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel is also joining the fray, so it's very clear that the Avengers will be getting a facelift. Maybe we'll even get different teams like the new Mighty or Uncanny squads from the comics. The Avengers Initiative can even promote supporting heroes and really be an expansive project similar to the 50 State Initiative from the Civil War books.
Tea? I don't drink tea.
What do you drink? Not tea.
No, unexpected team-ups will happen. One of the things we love more than seeing our favorite superheroes come to life on screen is seeing them team up with other heroes. So we have some good news for you all. Kevin Feige is said to look out for unexpected team-ups in Phase 4 in the little tidbits that he's divulged about what happens when the Thanos saga comes to an end. Such a notion is highly plausible given that fans were not expecting a Thor and Hulk buddy cop film in Thor Ragnarok in the first place. We got a conventional one thanks to Iron Man and Spidey in Homecoming, and we're excited about both. But again, we've seen hints of unconventional with the Winter Soldier standing with Wakandan forces to take on Thanos' minions. Now that's something we can't wait to see. Footage of Infinity War also showed Star-Lord fending off Thanos' attack with Doctor Strange helping him. So it's pretty clear once the Russos are done testing the waters with their ensemble cast, the MCU will have the formula down for partnering these heroes together, whether conventional or not. After all, Sony's already doing it with Silver and Black. Are you as excited as we are?
Who's our first volunteer?
Alexis Savage, currently serving a life sentence. He is most eager to join us.
No, SonyVerse remains separate. We know that our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man started out under the creative wing of Sony, and they did a great job bringing Spidey to life, don't you think?
Yeah!
But it was time to bring him to the MCU, and Sony made a deal with Marvel that we are still thankful for. So the Sonyverse is picking up a lot of steam on the heels of the success of Spider-Man Homecoming. The Venom movie has Tom Hardy on board, while the Black Cat and Silver Sable team-up film is also coming along. With talks of solo flicks for Kraven and other villains also building, we can't help but wonder if they'll be joining the MCU as well. Despite Peter Parker rocking our socks off as Iron Man's protege, these additional faces from the Spideyverse won't be coming to the MCU. In other words, they can be a part of it, but still really can't be allowed to show up on screen in a direct manner. It's a tad odd and confusing, but it is what it is. It appears Sony wants some exclusivity in order to strengthen the backbone of their comic world. It's all good with us though, as long as Spidey gets freedom to roam in the MCU. No, Homecoming sequel opens Phase 4. We were all cheering when we saw Peter Parker make his appearance as Spider-Man in Captain America Civil War. Well, hold on to your hats, or whatever's near you, because Spider-Man is posed to make an even bigger impact in Infinity War than he did in Civil War. Yeah, we know. We're excited too. In the recent Comic-Con footage, fans saw him fighting in a new suit that was teased at the end of Homecoming, hinting at the Iron Spider. Ooh la la.
I like it.
It's obvious that he will have a crucial role to play in the MCU as the Homecoming sequel takes place just minutes after Avengers 4. The anticipation is almost too much to handle. While the Sonyverse is being kept apart from the MCU, it's very interesting to find out that the first perspective on life after all the Thanos drama comes from Peter Parker. Not that we're complaining, the more Tom Holland we get, the better. We're still waiting to see how many MCU faces will appear in this film, but to see the great responsibility placed on Spidey where he kicks off a new chapter for Marvel Studios is quite a powerful statement. Maybe perhaps mourning an Iron mentor?
You could have saved us.
No, death will influence it. In terms of key deaths, the MCU has played it relatively safe. We haven't really lost any hero we've established a strong emotional connection with. Well, there was Quicksilver in Avengers Age of Ultron, but he didn't resonate as much with audiences. But now the gloves are off and the Infinity Gauntlet is on. This means Thanos is coming for his Infinity Stones, and as usual, expect death to follow in his wake. Oh no, we don't think even Game of Thrones could mentally prepare us for this. How could any of us be ready to part with our favorite heroes? Feige has also pointed out that some of our beloved heroes may not make it out of Thanos' assault alive, which probably means a new era of heroes for Phase 4. Whether it's via contracts being up or the natural course of the MCU not needing them anymore, figures like Chris Evans, Captain America, and Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man could be exiting stage left. Can you imagine anyone else playing Cap or Iron Man? On the plus side, death does lead to new beginnings after all. Who do you think won't survive the Thanos fight? Rumour, Fantastic Four could come home. Some of the most well-known key players in Marvel are actually not part of Marvel Studios. Case in point, Fantastic Four. But will they be joining in on the fun at some point? The odds are slim to none when it comes to Fantastic Four movies coming back home to Marvel Studios, but there's a possibility. Never say never, right? As you may know, the movies haven't done well at Fox, and fans have long clamored for the property to come home to the MCU. In fact, the reduced role of Marvel's first family in the comics has hinted at tension between the two studios. We wonder how the Four would do at Marvel Studios, don't you? While this rivalry has been downplayed, regarding the franchise coming back over, Feige has said there are certainly no plans whatsoever for that. But too many amazing things have happened over the past 17 years for me to never say never. But for now, nothing. Let's not forget though, we thought the same couldn't happen for Spidey, and look what transpired with Sony. Fingers remain crossed that some deal ends up being worked out. Rumour, passing of the Shield. We are pretty bummed out to think about this, but speculation has it that Chris Evans will be bowing out after Avengers 4. We know, what is the MCU even like without Chris Evans as Captain America? However, as Cap is gone, this could pave the way for Bucky Barnes, played by Sebastian Stan, to take the shield from Captain America. Well, Bucky was his best friend and has a similar super soldier serum coursing through him, so it makes sense. This also echoes what happened in the comics after Civil War. Bucky Cap, as he was so affectionately called, played an underground role, partnering with Black Widow and Nick Fury in the wake of Steve's death to restore justice to the Shield and redeem himself. You go, Bucky! Or the baton, or in this case, the Shield, could even be passed to Sam Wilson, who is also Captain America in current comics. In the MCU, both are Cap's valued allies, so the possibility is there. Evans' Cap doesn't have to die. He could retire or be lodged in an alternate reality to set up a return, but fans have also expressed interest in freshening up the Avengers Star-Spangled Icon. Change is necessary sometimes, and if the Shield passes over to either one of these two, we'd be up for it.
Who are you?
Nick Fury, Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
Rumour, XMen could join also. One of the biggest Marvel franchises that exists outside of Marvel Studios is the X-Men. Although we've enjoyed watching all the X-Men films throughout the years, we would love to see them join the MCU at some point, wouldn't you? Well, bringing the X-Men home from Fox is unlikely, but not impossible. Feige has left the door open for this to happen. Don't forget, he also deemed the pick and slim for Spider-Man to come to the MCU, and that seemed also near impossible. The X-Men have remained a major part of Marvel Comics, factoring into storylines with the Avengers, in events such as Avengers vs. X-Men and Schism, and it's not like they were thrown in the doghouse like the Fantastic Four. Feige's reluctance to slam the door shut on them has led to whispers on the internet that Phase 4 could bring in the Children of the Atom, especially as the studios worked out deals for Ego to come over to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 in exchange for Negasonic Teenage Warhead for Deadpool.
Negasonic Teenage... What the
Sharing is caring after all, and they've done so for the Skrulls, so hopefully it continues on a bigger scale. It would be amazing to see the Avengers and the X-Men work together on the big screen.
Danny wanted to say that he has connections. Maybe they can help get you back up and running.
Rumour, new Netflix heroes. Aside from all the Marvel films that have come out in the past decade, we have also had a slew of television shows. For those of us who can't get enough of Marvel in theaters, we have counted ourselves #blessed. And speaking of which, with the Defenders debut season done and dusted, it's clear that New York needs heroes. We saw Iron Fist assume a Guardian position after what happened with Daredevil at the end, and the man who played the deadly weapon from Kunlun, Finn Jones, has said that we're basically in Phase 2 of the Netflix corner of the MCU. It's time to up the ante. With heroes welcome to protect New York, York and more street-level faces needed in general, internet chatter has led to names being mentioned from a bunch of Marvel comics. Names including Heroes for Hire, Misty Knight, Colleen Wing, and Frank Castle's Punisher, who are all poised for big things. Rumors have it for new heroes such as Moon Knight and Shang-Chi could enter the fray. We're calling them heroes, but we'll know they'll be branded vigilantes. Either way, there's loads of opportunities for new characters to make appearances on television. Who would you want to see?
You don't give up, do you?
Rumour, Red Skull to return. This was a rumor that initially felt like something atop the wish list of fans who wanted more of the Captain America villain. Red Skull was a great villain, especially as he's portrayed by Hugo Weaving. He's iconic and has a great and scary look to him. But let's not get back to the rumor mill that constantly spins. Cue to last March when Samuel Jackson was being interviewed. He was talking about being left out of Captain America Civil War and Black Panther movies, and stated, "You don't see me in Civil War. I'm still out there trying to figure out what the Skull is gonna do." Whoa. The Skull? Naturally, speculation immediately started that the next couple Avengers films focusing on Thanos, he was referring to Red Skull coming back for Phase 4. Now that would be something, wouldn't it? The despot was last seen being destroyed by the Tesseract in Captain America the First Avenger. However, many fans felt he wasn't done justice. He deserved a much more epic ending. This reappearance could spice up future Cap movies, especially as we're uncertain as to who will wield the shield.
We fought to the last man.
Evidently not.
Whoa, there you have it, folks. Those were some truths and rumors we hope are true surrounding Phase 4 of the MCU. What do you think will happen in Phase 4? Are you as excited as we are? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to share and give it a big thumbs up. And check out our playlist for more awesome videos like this one. And as always, thanks for watching.